Welcome, folks. Sydney Harbour, first race, 18-footer season 2019-20. On the camera cap with me today, James Bury, Michael Chittenden, a new cameraman, Pierce, and flying the drone, John O'Witty from Aero Media. I'm Andrew Buckland, and I've been around the 18-footer scene for several decades, and looking forward to bringing you another summer of fine weather in Sydney Harbour. Sydney today a little grey, as you would see. First race of the year, so some new young talent, some retirements. Jimmy prominently amongst the retirements. No more Lee Napton.
No more Lee Napton, and I'm sure he'll make the cameo, that's for sure.
Cameos.
And no more Cocko.
No more Michael Coxon, though. I'm suspicious he might be a bit like Johnny Farnham or somebody, Dame Nellie Melba. A few more comebacks.
He's already had one, so...
That's right. What's to say another one's impossible?
Exactly.
A few new lineups, and that some of the new guys are not actually here today, so just as a new sponsor to be advised, but Tommy Clout will steer a boat. So Tommy was a sheet hand for a long time for David Witt. We're going to start with Nick Daly and John Walton. And a comeback from Jack McCartney with Charlie Wyatt and another 49er sailor whose name just isn't published yet, but they'll be a force to be reckoned with, we would expect, over the season. On the water today of the favourites, I suppose, Asco Appliances. So Jimmy, James Doran, Timmy Westwood from last year, and a new man in the middle, Marley Spreadbury, who's not that familiar to me.
Not that familiar to me either, Bucko, but yeah, definitely one to watch, the Asco, and the other one just going there behind us is the winning group, I think. The big fella in hot pursuit.
Yeah, so the fair bit of A grades turned up today, hasn't it, with the winning group out here. I guess just going through the starters and riders, it's a three-boy handicap today where the handicaps are unwound by the placement of 3 windward marks. So the boat with the most favourable handicap, shall we say, may sail a shorter course than the fastest boats. But if we looked at the likely winners, Appliances Online, Brett Van Munster, Phil Marshall, Kurt Futuris, probably a chance. A team from last year. Finport Finance, Keegan Newick, Matty Stenner and Angus Williams in good shape.
Well, they're all back together. Remember, Angus got off last year, Gussie got off last year, and they had Charlie on there, so...
Yep. Winning group, Sevi Jarvan steering today, Joel Turner in the middle and Sam Newton in the bow. So Joel, a new face, quite a young fella, all good. Marine, Marcus Ashley Jones, Johnny Walton and Geronimo Harrison, and that's a new outfit, but I do see that Johnny Walton's listed on 2 boats, but that might change. Clever fella, that John. No, he is good. The Kitchen Maker, Jordan Gertis, Lockie Doyle and Tom Quigley. Noakes Sailing, Shawnee Langman, Ed Powies and Nathan Edwards. Some of the limit boats, Ilvi, Vintec, Del Zotto. Long marks today, and probably everybody's a chance, but you'd probably favour the boats that settled teams from last year for the first race, where they're still trying to remember what the rig settings look like.
Well, the settled teams, Bucko, and you know, we ducked up there quickly before the start to see the location of the 3 boys, and obviously the ones on the closest ones are going to be well and truly favoured up there. It's a very, very, very quiet up where the top mark is positioned.
Yeah. So he mustn't be too far off signals here, surely.
Just hearing over the radio, Bucko, they're sort of talking about maybe holding the start here for a little bit. The wind's swinging around on them.
Let him go. It's 2:30, brother.
18 foot long and 2:30. Wasn't that the rule?
That's sufficient, usually.
Everyone's left the beach.
Yes, I mean, James, the formalities for starting have been completed. The spectator ferry's here. That's the important bit. We're here. That's mildly important. The live stream is working. We're here. That's, you know, that's a first.
And the starters are here.
And the starters are on fire.
That little Cooper helping out Pop over there on laying the marks.
Yeah, he's having a good time. Not sure about the mullet haircut though, James.
You have to take that up with Kiwi, mate. Staying out of that one.
Anyway, pretty good. Maybe we can go to the spectator ferry piers, perhaps, just for a little look. There's pretty good roll up for day one. Our major rugby events for the year, Rugby League in particular in Sydney, are over. Bit of Rugby World Cup, but shortage of matches now. We're into the final phase. And a few APs over in Japan for the rugby players. Okay, fair enough.
Go on to the old fourth rig, wouldn't you, Bucko, back if you're in Japan now?
A typhoon warning, indeed. Fabulous. I think they should have set the precedent at the start of this one right on time.
Darren McCavanagh on the sheet of the Nakes Blue with the Vet Heritage there. Just going in behind the camera cat. I know it's not on screen for you guys at home, but it's a new sponsor. Sean Langman's gone back to a two-boat sponsorship, which is great by the Nakes Group.
I think there's some French submarine money at play there, isn't it, James?
I'm not sure he's doing the submarines, mate. I know he does the landing barges and I think the patrol boats they do it. Nakes amongst many other things they do there. The Finport there on screen with Keegan York, Matty Stender and Gussie Williams. I think it's probably underneath that spinnaker somewhere getting packed.
All good.
Matty and Gus had a good day over at the 16s yesterday with 2 bullets in the short course races yesterday at Manly.
How much win yesterday there, James?
A little bit.
Sufficient, was adequate, was it?
Yeah, adequate. And we've just got Sean Langman there on screen with Ed and Nathan on the Nakes. So, as you can see, with the 2 Nakes, so the viewers don't get confused, one's red, that's Sean, and the other one is a white hull with blue writing or a blue spinnaker, and that's a Vet Heritage for those following at home.
Well, how's the clock running, Chits? So I think we're going to start on time by the look of this. You know, the breeze will be a little bit shifty, but Yvette.
Just got the Birkenhead Marina in there behind the camera cat, just tacking around. Yeah, Birkenhead Point Marina.
Tommy Arkins in the bow. He looks like a young chap. Gee whiz. Make me look like a fat man.
Just in a bit of a holding pattern here, just hopefully there we go. 5-minute gun.
Action Stations, ladies and gentlemen, the 5-minute gun. The winning appliances are a long way to win. They'll get back, but not by much. It's all good.
The Ilby and someone else right up there and still up in Double Bay coming out, Bucko.
Yeah, oh well.
Hopefully they're on the short marks.
Yeah, that's a 5-minute sale, isn't it? Every bit of in this wind.
Looks like the rag, actually.
Yeah, incorrect. Oh, they got good pressure. They're coming. So let's just talk about that, Jones. Today, sort of flood tide all day. Just the last of the ebb actually at start time, but flood tide all day and a fair bit of flow. You know, 3/4 full moon, plenty of water moving around. The weather pattern, we've just had an incredible week of low pressure scudding across the Tasman Sea, bashing up bits of Australia. But it's sort of settled in a ridge up the east coast of Australia, extending from Gobo Island to Cape York, which is a few thousand miles, but a low pressure cell driving to low pressure cell inland of Sydney, like 300, 400 miles inland, driving the system today. Fortunately, we don't think there's going to be any rain on the track and just some little spots on the rain radar, but breeze probably inside the harbour 6 to 10, east southeast, just building a little and rotating left as the day goes on. So it'll be a nice race. The course 2, James, we're here. Beat up towards Rose Bay. Down to a jibe mark near Clark Island. Bottom mark back here where the camera cat is, where the start line is. And then a windward leeward, so a beat and a dead run back to where we are. The third beat, same set of windward marks. And a short run to the finish at Double Bay. So different sort of course. Fair emphasis today on upwind speed. So Jimmy, here's a trick question. Who do you favour given the handicaps?
Given the handicaps, which I had no time to have a look at, but I'll take your word on it, that you've done your research. Look, I don't know. I'd probably go with the Finport, I think, would be my pick today. I've got a bit of faith in the boys up front and Keegan.
Not enough faith in the ASCO.
Not after Doz's first race yesterday in the 16s, Bucko.
Okay, you've
gone off him.
You've axed him for the year.
Gone off him.
Okay, but I mean, off 2 minutes, they're definitely a chance. I would have thought.
And what's Dal Zotto off?
Oh, plenty.
Plenty. Well, you know, go off the last race last year. Dal Zotto, good old Jack Sprague, got to back him as well, surely. New guy on the bow, I've heard, but I don't think that'll worry Jack. Yeah.
No, they were good that last race, weren't they? So you're quite right. Dal Zotto, 8 minutes. So that's a fair bit of leverage on this track, isn't it? Red, blue. Fair bit of leverage. Ooh, the clock, Chits. How's the clock, brother? Okay, James, where are we going to start? Where's the camera cat starting today, brother?
We'll start at the boat end. I think we've got the drone up down the pin end.
No, we're in the race, mate. We're
in the race. Well, you know, the pin, they're struggling to cross the line before what we're watching, but...
So that's 1 minute, boys and girls. Ha. Yep, the Noakes is going to be late, and who's this here? The Armarine pushing their luck coming at us.
Armarine Pittwater.
So, little tiny rains call, just this puff here. And the fleet racking up. ASCO towards the leeward end. Armarine coming in hot and late. They're going to be 10 seconds late at least, which is not a good way to start the race. Finport at the windward end roaring in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hardly crossing the line on starboard. Asco over the line by 800 metres approx. Who would have thought, Jimmy?
Well,
They've got an issue. They've got a bit of an equipment issue of some kind. To be fair, Finport leads. How's that? So that's the best start Keegan's got in 2 years. Correct?
2 years.
Thanks. Chits has reminded me they were good 1 race out of 8 in the JJs.
Lasco's just returning down the pin at the moment. We'll stay here in the mix of what we believe to be the leading pack.
So the fleet going upwind in quite nice full pressure big rig. Sorry, we didn't mention everybody's got big rig in. That kind of day. Droning on here. Left of screen Yandu on the wrong edge, I think, here. Finport in commanding shape, I would say.
Finport have got to go to the white marks though, don't they?
Yeah, they're on white marks all day. They're the scratch boat, one of the scratch boats. So,
Long way to get up.
well, they're about the right amount in front at this point. But as usual, the peloton's gathered and they're all sort of running into each other over here. From the drone, you can see 5, 6, 7 boats in very close quarter. Coming in Del Zotto. Oh, going to impale the Smeg, not quite. But Regan the Del Zotto not looking too good actually, Jones. All a bit fat. Wow.
Well, as you said earlier on, Bucko, everyone's trying to remember their rig settings.
Yeah. The Yandu's a chance, and winning Appliances is probably now second, and got the hammer down and roaring over the bow of the boats to leeward. So, oh Woody, wow,
Bit of the wind shadow off the island.
wow. Woody's coming to the island bar for a glass of wine, I think. Oh wow. So now wind a little build, in fact, and so now a little bit up range here. Nice for the first day out, actually, for the guys. Just sheeted in, leaning hard, and only difficult up the top where the windward mark is in what we call the Dardanelles between Clark Island and the Point Piper.
Kitchen Maker there on screen, just tacking, head back into Bradley's. They actually did all right over in Lake Garda, Bucko.
Yep. Yeah, the boys have been to Europe this winter.
The Royal Oak, 4 Pines. I think probably forced them in there.
Yeah, a lot of tacks. The leaders have gone though, haven't they, Jones?
Yeah, I'm not sure that you'd be throwing that many tacks this early on, Bucko. Like,
Well, those guys have done 4, and the leaders, i.e. Finport and Winning Group, have done 1. So there's probably, as we often discuss, about 30 seconds of undiluted. Smeg showing a good hand here too. So Mick Lane on the wood. Ricky Bridge and Mike McKenzie.
no Mike McKenzie. You got Pete Mackey.
Oh, sorry, Pete Mackey. Sorry, Peter.
I'll let him know you.
No, you
You
won't.
dudded him.
You won't. You won't. Just following here with Smeg upwind, looking pretty nice. Nice high in the groove. Just got clear air breathing around the bow of Winning Group, which is up to windward of them. But this group has left the fleet behind, these 3 boats. Appliance is probably 4th. Appliances and Royal Oak probably 4th, but Finport Winning Group close, even 1st, 2nd, Smeg 3rd. Maybe Noakes in the mix there too. Very last of the ebb, so current neutral really this beat. We're about half a mile dead downwind where the camera boat is with Smeg. So not that long a beat, in fact, James, really, is it?
It's not that long, but, you know, typically in this course too, we don't have a lot of air, so
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
that's
a long
right.
course.
It is a light air type event, isn't it?
You can go down
Beautiful smooth water. Too cold for the spectator boats today, so no sunbaking on Sydney Harbour. Yep. So, as I mentioned, unusually cool this week in Sydney, and today's continued at air temperature here where we are around 18, 19. The water temperature about the same. And probably only 20, 21 out in the western suburbs, so only very small thermal influence. Finport leads.
Just try and get around and give you a bit of perspective of how much lead they got there over. That's Winning just to...
Yeah, Winning Group not far behind, James.
No.
What do you think? One boat length more or less?
Yeah, it'd be very close, and off there in the distance at the back of that shot you can see the likes of Yandu and Dalzotto, the Kitchen Maker, Rag and Famish. And yeah, these guys have definitely put themselves in a different postcode to start the race.
Yep, and Smeg about 4 boat lengths adrift, so that's a good effort from them. And then we'll see the unwinding. The cream has risen. The 3 scratch boats leading the race. So these guys are all on white, the most distant windward mark.
Yep. Just going to go have a look at the Winning Group here off the boat while you guys are on the drone shot there. The drone shot at them in front of it. Here's us just ducking up. Winning's just tacked. I don't think it's on water coaching. Suggesting.
Yeah, well, they've started with a bang, haven't they? And I guess they were in pretty fast form at the end of last summer. They're about to impale a 29er here, maybe.
I think, looking at that, Winning Group might have just jumped in front of Finport, Bucko.
Yeah, found a slightly better line of wind here. Finport in the high-risk corner a bit there. Finport tacking now. Going to be bow to bow, I think. No, the Finport doesn't get going out of the tack, and Winning Group crosses them easily.
Winning lifted there.
And about to go bang bang here.
Have that for breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah,
Finport
well,
tack, well they had to. They had to tack there with Winning Group tacking basically right in their air.
pretty good clamp on them from Winning Group. But as you know, up the top here, the right hand usually pays. Finport back into more wind now than the Winning Group. Middle.
Probably in fourth at the moment. You've got the Kitchen Maker has just slid through from the other side. They're doing quite well up here, Bucko.
Well, they haven't been tacking themselves into oblivion, so they've come up in, I think, just one tack, yeah, two, you know. They went to Bradley's and tacked.
Yeah, I think they had to clear their air over there and then
Yep.
duck out.
Yep.
They do like that short course racing, or the shorter course racing, I should say.
Well, the Smeg's in the race. Gee whiz.
Just going to get around on the other side of Vintech and give ourselves options to get this Camry Cat out of holes. We've got plenty of horsepower on the Camry Cat this year.
Oh yeah, for the viewers, upgrade to the Camera Cat new motors. Got some steering that actually works. A few improvements.
New livery for all navy blue hull.
So here's the cross coming up, and Winning Group leads Finport by 2 boat lengths, and Finport
Smeg crossing the Finport.
Smeg just crossing the Finport by the narrowest of margins. Beautiful.
Got a real boat race here.
So the Smeg having a fight with the Fin dinghy now over on the right. The hollow log should be banned.
Hollow slog.
That's what they're called. Didn't you know that? James, have you ever sailed one?
No, but I know a few blokes that have, and they're quite big, and I wouldn't be picking on them.
No. It's like sailing a small keelboat. No, we should have a lot of respect for people that sail a fin dinghy. It's quite difficult. Here we go. Travelling with the Smeg. No. That's a good point, guys. So, yeah, so the 3 leaders have to go up to the white mark, and we're near the middle mark, the red mark, and the blue mark's further downwind.
What mark's the kitchen maker going to?
I tell you what, though, the Smeg leads the race on the water momentarily here.
The kitchen maker has gone around the blue mark first there,
I think
tacked around.
The stewards should be called on that one, but yeah, blue, white, white. So that's that's his easiest lap there for the kitchen maker.
So we've got the kitchen maker, Vintech. This is now on course. This isn't to the top, to the different top marks. So this is the blue mark is obviously the closest one. So looks like Noakes going around the blue one here in third. So on course we have Kitchen Maker leading from Vintech, and then Noakes coming around in third, just sitting there spinning. That's Noakes sailing. And we're just at the top mark on the drone. They were the 3 leaders on the course before the 3 boys came into it. You got Winning Group leading from Smeg, and Finport just creeping around the mark just out of screen.
Okay, Jimmy, here's the bet we have to make. Will Winning Group get back to the leaders on the run?
On this run?
Yeah.
Oh. If I'm betting with your money, Bucko, I'll say yes, but if it's my money, I'll say I'll hold it.
Hold. All right. Well, I mean, the Winning Group came around the windward mark, the most distant mark, in good pressure, good set. And they've got a nice line of wind to come with down the narrow bit of the course here between the Point Piper and the island down to the jibe mark. So it's only about a half a mile VMG run, quite, 4 jibes.
Nah, Marine Pittwater just got our leaders going past them.
Difficult.
Bucko, they must have had a problem on the way up.
Yes, I think there's... The Asco's got going. Whatever problem they had, they've solved, but they're counting from the back of the fleet. Armarine has had a problem of some kind. Ilvi also, by the look of it, so probably put them out of contention for the duration of the day. The Appliances on line 4th. So their total handicap for the day, 4 minutes. So they'd be a chance also. The peloton all come together upwind of us here, having a little jibing match and hurting each other. The leader's sailing away fairly comfortably.
Yep. They're not in a lot of breeze though, that leading pack though, Bucko. Like you got Birkenhead, Point Marina
And Armarine,
catching up to them.
Armarine are in good shape, aren't they?
Armarine's still working to the top mark. That's Birkenhead.
Sorry, Birkenhead, Point Marina. I'm
Yeah.
looking at,
Trying to catch up here to Appliances Online.
So Appliance Online, just 2 little jibes to get to the jibe mark.
They're just setting up for a jibe there now.
Here we go. Nicely done, men. Yep,
Very nice jibe.
that's good enough for me.
Well, they're the same team as last year, aren't they,
Yeah,
Bucko?
that's correct, yeah.
Makes a massive difference, doesn't it, having the same team?
Yeah, that was an A-grade jibe. Pretty nice looking shoot on this boat too, Jimmy. Let's have a look at that. I mean, it's
Brett's having flashbacks to his Sabo days sitting in the bottom of the boat having a steer there.
yeah, the wide air VMG technique. Oh, not sure it's the right answer, really. I think the skipper should be on the wing. Bit more vision. But anyway, it's sort of like a keel boat, like a TP52. Hold on to the tiller with both hands. But anyway, Brett, pretty durable and versatile yachter.
Little fresh one just hitting them there.
Yeah, no,
Getting
he's
down
got,
to
he's
the
got a
mark.
nice lane in there. He's stayed in the puff.
And this group that we're with, Bucko with the Kitchen Maker leading, I dare say Noakes Sailing's got into second now. Birkenhead, Point Marina and Appliances Online. And Vintech's still in the mix up here, but this group's really stepped out from all the teams behind us. It's quite a distance back there.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about Vintech's jibe.
Vintech's going around the other side of the island at this stage.
Jibe angle a bit different. We'll see. He's having a think about it going, oh, what have I done?
Who put that island there?
Yeah, why wasn't I told? So here we go. Birkenhead Point Marina. Not jibing. Okay. Oh, and Van Munster's a bit early, I think.
Yeah, he's jibed in not much pressure there, Bucko, so
Yep.
he'll hopefully that little puff that he had, he just sort of comes back across it and just gets him around the mark.
No, the puff's lifted off.
Yeah.
Vintech looks like a genius.
Yep. And the Vintech,
Everything we
after we
said
thought
about
was
the
going the
Vintech,
other side of the island, we take back. There
take
they
back. They've just ridden a beautiful little puff.
are. They knew what was going on.
Yeah, what would we know, James?
Nothing, Bucko, you know that.
Nothing. Well, nothing. All good. Wow. So the little puff that these guys rode down to the jibe mark, they've stretched their lead on the rest of the fleet.
Big stretch.
Yep.
Just here on the Vintech on screen.
So Jimmy, my suggestion that Asco could be a threat was proved to be completely wrong.
Asco.
They're counting from the back, unfortunately. Very famous name in the bow of the Vintech, Sam Monkhouse. Old-time 18-footer family.
Not a bad hand to have, actually. They sail 16s down at St George by the same name of the boat as their grandfather. Got the drone up there. Birkenhead Point Marina, that's us in the middle, just above Vintech.
So how are we looking for the ley line into the bottom, Jimmy? The camera cat, you know.
Probably got a jibe in it at this stage.
Yep. But Birkenhead Point Marina riding beautifully. Who are we with on the drone? Notes, okay.
We'll just get up on the Kitchen Maker.
So we're going to join the lead of the Kitchen Maker and camera cat. Full noise, 25 knots now, easy work.
Had to be done.
Two new 130 horsepower Yamaha 4-strokes, beautiful. So these boys
So I just found the bottom mark, Bucko, just off the, almost off their bow pole, straight through. So they've got 2 more jibes.
Yeah, nice header coming out of the zoo though, James. So you just, they probably needed to be on the lay line from where they've come from, but they've got 2 jibes in the header there, which, okay, this jibe looks good. The other jibe's pretty ordinary.
Yeah, you're going to have to go deep, aren't they, into Robbo Point here. Noakes is soaking down nicely behind us, which off camera, but they're soaking down really nicely.
So there's the header, and these guys, not bad.
Next problem the kitchen maker's got is the start boat where it was positioned. I think they've taken the sensible option to go below it at this stage.
With the header, they're optimistic of getting down to the mark now.
The rest of the fleet are just at the jibe mark, to give you an idea. Bucko on only just past it, I dare say. You've got
okay, the kitchen maker praying for just a bit more puff. Yep, they're going to get there. How about that? Perfect lay. I'll retract everything I said.
Birkenhead Point Marina with the ferry again in the background.
Yeah, and the ferry molested appliances online as well.
They do have right away, and it's nice that the ferry's been quiet about it. We had next 18-footer. Skipper driving a ferry through Manly yesterday and was very polite to everyone. Bucko.
Is that the Mighty Cub Bear?
The Mighty Cub Bear.
Bill Barnett, winner of the Giltman in recent history. Mighty fine yachtsman. Kitchen maker a bit dusty on the drop, but pretty good. So they've done well. But he's now got to go to the white cans the next 2 beats. So
The white?
yep. He's off 1 minute. He's not a slouch.
Happy year for Sean, and the Noakes here in second.
A little bit of a overlay. Kitchen maker gone to the left here at the start of the beat. Pretty good puff, but then he's got to lean on it and go all the way to Point Pipe, and he just
Put the blinkers on.
put the blinkers on, and Sean's tacked at the mark. So I think that's a good call from him.
Yep.
Get back out into the pressure.
As you can see on shot there, like how far right up the top of your screen there at home, you'll see the rest of the fleet coming down. So that's how much of an advantage these boats had by going to the closest mark, that being the blue mark in the 3 buoys.
Well, and spending the first 3-4 minutes in a good path.
Correct,
Just going downwind in the path makes a huge difference. Winning group has, got a deficit that's greater than it was at the windward mark. So the best of the 2 boats, scratch-ish boats, kitchen maker leading the race, and winning group in a fairly distant 6th or 7th. Appliances online having been molested by the ferry. Scratchy drop, but got the job done. If they tack promptly, they'll be in good shape, but still putting the chute back in the bag, so maybe they can't do that.
And they were just shaping up to tack, and their point tacked right there.
Big left-hander too, look at that, wow.
They didn't have much of a choice there, unfortunately. A bit of bad luck there for Brett.
He needs to get out of there. Oh,
Birkenhead.
lifting puff. Awkward. So a bit of rotation, as we talked about before the start. The breeze got a little bit of permanent rotation on the bottom half of the course. Not yet like that up the top, but
You got the winning group going to be the next down here. I don't know, they're going to get a puff to get down. What do you think, Bucko?
well, everybody else got a header. He's got
a lift.
He got a lift, unfortunately. Oh well. too quick. It's a practice for them, isn't it? Here we go.
Yeah, and great shot on the screen there from the drone. John O driving.
They're going to do a completed jibe and then a jibe drop. Oh, and the completed jibe's not very good.
Not in waves. Not where you want it to be.
No. Well, I'm glad I didn't invest any money with the bookies, James, anyway. Still.
And breeze seems to have softened all the way up the course here, Bucko.
Yeah, well, it's making a little transition to warmer air, and yeah, it's down to not full pressure. Sun's come out. No more grey clouds. No threat of rain, and breeze down a little. So probably the last beat, it'll build back a little bit.
Finport just off screen here, having a bit of a bad jibe.
No, not too bad, though.
Taking the roll jibe to the nth degree.
Coming to the mark in a puff, though, with a good roll jibe, not bad. Big job for them, though, to get back near the leaders. Oh, he's going to do the leeward drop. Gee whiz.
Gus Bus should be up to the task for that.
Oh, never in doubt. Look at that. Done.
Keegan's standing there having a beer, by the looks of it. Just waiting for him to finish.
That's right.
The Smegler.
Oh, it's untidy, this mark, though, isn't it? It's tough. Breeze down to about 4 knots right now at the mark, and very difficult. And the Ascos got into the race after giving away probably a minute and a half at the start.
Must have had gear issues before the start there, Bucko.
It looked like that. They were trying to fix something.
Long way over. We might head on up the course.
How about that?
Yeah, and do with a nice early drop. Marine Pittwater trying to sail through to leeward on them. The Dow's Otto. We'll work our way up through the fleet and see what we can find. Here with the winning group. So a bit of a... You can see the crew there, like how much they got to work just to keep this bait, you know, flat. If they go all the way out on the wire, they'll pull the boat into windward and basically capsize the boat on top of himself. There's probably a lot harder to sail on this breeze on the body, just from all the bending that you don't do over the winter. A lot of sore legs going on.
He's a young bowman, he'll be right.
Young bowman. Yeah. How about that skipper?
Well, he's got luxury. He can just stand still. Yeah, no, pretty low range here. It's about to go into a line of wind, so we'll see. But rig setup looks pretty good. Here they go into the little puff.
You can see that just all the finite little movements that they do and adjustments.
Yeah. Sebby doesn't mind a bit of the dream squeeze either. Here he goes now, surely 3 strings. No?
Close.
Not quite, eh? In this wind speed, the boats you can sail them quite high and slow, effectively, but
Why don't we leave the drain with them and we'll go see what else we can find up and around.
So they need a better run this time to get back into the race course. Contention for the win. Kitchen Maker's still in front looking up the track, but now Kitchen Maker has to go to the most distant mark. So the lead will fall probably to Noakes.
What's Noakes got on the cards today, Buggo, as far as mark roundings?
All blue, so they off 3 minutes. So Kitchen Maker might actually have enough up their sleeve. But
I think the distance is probably about, distance between Noakes and the Kitchen Maker is probably about the distance between those two marks at the moment. So be a close one. We're just coming up here on the appliances online.
And they've come up the beat pretty well, actually. A bit dusty at the bottom mark, and
you can see there how high the boys are on their trapeze lines. That's just trying to get the amount of crew weight out of the boat as best you can, and
just make it easy to run up and down as well.
yeah, it does make it easy and does make it difficult if you go too high.
But good pressure here on the right-hand edge here at the moment.
Just creep up on the Noakes here. Get the drone to go over to the Noakes is the plan. The Vintech has done very well.
So he's going to a blue mark this time, James. So
Vintech just there in the top of shot.
The middle
And
mark.
you got the Noakes coming at them. Going to be a pretty easy cross by the Vintech there.
Blue now, mate.
So the Kitchen Maker looks like they've actually extended their lead quite a bit there. Bucko looking up the course, they might actually have enough up their sleeve to get to that white mark and be back hot on the...
Yeah, that's not less than 90 seconds, is it, looking from where we are? We'll see.
Breeze is definitely becoming the haves and the have-nots though.
Yeah, you think these guys are all standing into a bit of peril here, but good pressure where we are. We're travelling with clients online.
In the distance there, you got Noakes sailing about mid-screen, and then just to the left of screen, you've got Kitchen Maker. And just on, there you go, flipped over on the drone to the Kitchen Maker. One of our long-term sponsors as well, Darren McKavanagh.
Oh, wow.
And the lift, I'm just watching the appliance online. We're not on board the drone, can't carry us. So, yeah, they're looking quite good going in there, Bucko.
No risk involved though, James.
It's all about minimising risk, isn't it?
Well, just looking upwind now, and from where we are, we're looking straight up towards Noakes. Noakes still in good pressure right on the headland, and sometimes it works like that.
And they've all lifted coming in here, so you know it's virtually impossible to tack off, or you don't want to ever tack off a lift. So it's like, you know, these guys are wanting to get out of here. So the only thing that's going to make them get out of here is land, pretty much.
Yeah, wow, but Noakes taking some risks now where they're going.
Yeah. Noakes top of screen there, and appliances just below us, and then have a look at the lift Birkenhead points on just below the appliances online. Just sort of almost auto-tacked Birkenhead point just there. The appliances online had to follow them out. They're sort of getting up into the no breeze area. It's interesting, these four, say Birkenhead Point, Appliances Online, Noakes Sailing and Kitchen Maker have all chosen to go the right-hand side. Vintech's opted to go up the left-hand side like the Bradley's side there, Bucko.
Yeah, the Vintech been rolling their dice pretty hard with Note. Anyway, what have we got there?
Got the Noakes on screen there, Bucko.
Okay, good. And he's got an interview with a large commercial vessel.
Just dropping a business card off.
Yeah, that's right. But I think he'll tack back to the right-hand side. Good pressure on the right edge. Vintech bow down. Noakes has to go back, surely.
It'd be murder for him to go underneath it, so there you go.
Yep. Vintech well bow down coming in from the other side.
It's quite contrast to what we're seeing the boats over here on.
Yeah, no, Noakes has tacked back to a little puff on the point. Didn't have any choice, I suppose, in reality, but Vintech rolling the dice on the edges.
Copy.
Noakes inspecting some prime waterfront real estate. Tide,
Site to put his new barge.
yeah, tide starting to flood, clearly.
So unfortunately for Sean and the boys here on Noakes, I think they're going to have a continual problem of this rather large cruiser just to the left of screen there. Majestic Cruise. It's finally got moving.
Look how far right, just looking up, not on screen, guys, but further up the track, Kitchen Maker 30 degrees higher than Noakes.
Try and get them on the screen here in the back of Noakes.
Yep.
Just in the
Okay, so Noakes now in not the same angle. Good pressure, but no angle. Wow, that's tough, isn't it?
It's got real shifty up here, hasn't it, Bucko?
Oh, the Kitchen Maker just locked into a line and sailing straight towards the mark. Vintech just behind Noakes, so, and a B14 and a laser with them.
Money's on the laser, right, Bucko?
The money is not on the laser, Jones.
What we're going to do is try and get the drone up to the Kitchen Maker for you, and we might even stay here on Noakes for a little bit. Bucko, what do you think? And we'll just see the difference.
Yep, Noakes going to a shorter mark here, so.
Yeah.
The Kitchen Maker's gone, haven't they?
So there's the drone, it's mapping up there.
Wow, Shawnee's got the jib bolted in there, hasn't he, mate? Wow.
Swapped over the Kitchen Maker there. Looks like having a little bit of a hello to a yacht.
He's close to the ley line.
Said Noakes going around the blue here, Bucko.
Correct. And he's got to go to the left-hand side, so a good line of puff coming, though. So they're about 40 seconds away from their mark, and Kitchen Maker's, yeah, it's going to be fairly close. Kitchen's at his mark, so Kitchen leads. Now, Shawnee's overstood here, unfortunately.
He's got a problem with a J109 coming down.
Oh, he
We're not talking about a plane.
should have just gone and bashed them up. He's well overstood.
And the Kitchen Maker around. They'll comfortably lead. What's the Vintech got to go around here, Bucko?
Blue.
Blue. Anyone going around the red in this lead group?
Negatory.
So
Oh, I stand corrected. Noakes on the ley line. Oh dear. Oh dear.
just trying to lean it over a little to get to this mark.
Yeah, clamp her in, man. Yep.
I'll get there.
Fair bit of traffic here. Taser race, fin race. So the Kitchen Maker leads Noakes by about 45 seconds.
So yeah, the White Spinnaker. Oh, Kitchenmaker's just had a bit of a not coming together, but close coming together with Winning Appliances. Winning Appliances still working upwind, have the right of way there.
Kitchenmaker made them lives hard for themselves there, didn't they?
Yeah, well, it's all about keeping your eyes out of the boat. You're just talking about the traffic up around here, so
Yeah, I mean, obvious from our drone shot how much traffic there is in this
one little spot.
one little spot.
The rest of the harbour, there's not much traffic.
Not called the Dardanelles for nothing.
And throw in some windsurfers as well.
Yeah, 5 yacht races being conducted simultaneously on a 1 acre patch of water.
Yep. Vintech just going around that blue mark that we just followed Noakes around.
Yep, so the order, and Noakes has done well going down the other side, but the order on the water, Kitchenmaker, Noakes, Vintech, winning group, Birkenhead Point Appliances winning group. And the winner will come from that, and you'd put your money on Noakes, wouldn't you, Jimmy, except that usually makes them tip over.
I'm not putting the curse on Sean.
And the Kitchenmaker's shot the bolt here. Jibed in no wind.
So just got Appliances online and Birkenhead Point Marina going around the blue mark. Just at the same time, you got Winning Group back in the mix, going around the white mark. So they've obviously got that Winning Group boat wound up to go upwind quite well.
No, they look like
way to breeze.
they did game faces on big time, didn't they?
Mm.
So now the 18-footer in the fin running dead square, the 18 jibing through 80 degrees. Here we are riding with the, and the guy in the fin completely oblivious. Perhaps not.
From Bermuda.
That's amazing, isn't it, to watch? The 18 through the leeward side of the fin, sailing parallel, but with, you know, 2 guys on the wire. Mr. Evans from Bermuda in the fin, sitting in the middle of the boat with the sail stalled.
And a big smile.
And laughing about it, indeed.
So Noakes have opened up quite a considerable
So the
lead over
Kitchenmaker
the Kitchenmaker here.
dusted a full minute there with a jibe in a lull.
Yeah, well, they had that issue too, Bucko, with the Winning Group coming uphill.
Fair call. They gave back a bit by not having to head out of the boat. That's true.
Yeah.
So they'll be ruining that lost opportunity. So this is
There's
a BMG run now, back down to where the start line was.
There's the Asco just crossing in front of the Kitchenmaker, still working their way up to the top mark.
A good practice day for the Asco, James, I think, yes.
Well, when I was speaking to Doz yesterday, he was looking forward to the welcoming a new team member onto that boat.
Yeah, no,
Waiting patiently.
He's had some issues, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he's got that, and I think he's got some new wardrobe appearing for that boat as well, Bucko.
Yeah, no, I did have a chat with him about that as well, but he's optimistic.
The Noakes, they're just gone. They've put it on another postcode.
No, they've stayed in the wind. And Sean taking the odds, going to Bradley's Head, which might be the best place. Tide flood. So he's making use of that as well.
It was interesting to see back up the course there. The Appliances online and Birkenhead Point Marina pretty much they got set and then jibed straight out into that tide you're talking about, Bucko. Just in...
Yeah, Appliances online look like they're, you know, gone the right way. Let's put it that way. But be interesting to see what happens to the leaders here. big separation, about 3/4 of a mile nearly separation between Noakes on one side of the track and Kitchenmaker on the other side. Kitchenmaker, I think, has probably done the right thing after they did the wrong thing. We'll see. Got the fin going.
Just breathe, Bucko.
I'm just looking at the fin for the viewers. Sailing heel to windward by the Lee.
Was his name Lee, was it? Is that what you were trying to tell me?
I don't know.
Just here on the Vintech.
Noakes alone on the sea.
Kitchenmaker off.
Coming up to a cross for the Kitchenmaker in about a minute. Kitchenmaker with pressure and header. These guys with their mainsail under trim, James.
Yeah, you'd probably like that.
On the centre line, brother, the boom.
Yeah.
Oh well. So looking down the track, what have we got on screen? Noakes, okay.
Noakes, and I think what you might find is
Kitchenmaker back in the
Kitchenmaker
lead.
might be back in the lead.
Yep, Kitchenmaker's done the right thing. Right hand side looking upwind and back in the lead. So how about that?
A long way back to everyone else there, so we'll get down and get onto our boys here in the lead. And the Kitchenmaker opened up a handy lead there. Again, could be a your turn, my turn all day long.
Well, there's only one more beat and nothing usually happens in the last run, so that's a bit of squandering from the Noakes boys.
Would you, in that situation, Bucko, would have you sort of started to go into race management there and try and go where they were and stay with them? Like they got these two have sort of stepped out quite a fair distance from, you know, third and fourth. Would you be?
Yeah, I
would
mean,
you chance your arm and try and do your own thing?
the gain is, well, you got to go the right way, and you know the leader has to make the choice. The other guy's got the opportunity. So Noakes led and had made some kind of decision, I suppose, and let the other guy go. The leader's got to know the right answer. The guy that's coming second gets to have a look, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So anyway,
The Kitchenmaker probably opened up about the same amount of lead that Noakes had on them
yeah, about
prior to.
30, 40 seconds or something. But the Noakes a chance to make a bit back here because, in principle at least,
So that's the two there. So it's Noakes.
yeah, this ley line's
Close to us and-
the right side to come in from at the bottom, and Kitchenmaker Proddy's got two more jibes.
We said that last time about them, Bucko.
And
Well, I did.
they got a good bit of wind, didn't they? So anyway,
Yeah.
Noakes' Spinnaker not looking particularly flash. Yeah.
Just
So
got the drone there on the Kitchenmaker. I'll tell you who's coming in hot from out your side there, Bucko, and
Vintech.
probably on the top of the screen is the Vintech
yep.
coming to join the party.
Wow, it's a bit weird, isn't it? He's got a good bit of
Got a real good bit of air.
slant. Sydney Harbour is tricky on days like today. Definitely.
Pretty cool shot there of the drone racing up to catch up to the Vintech there on screen.
They've been taking the hunt here for at least a podium.
Sean's just had no pressure here on the Noakes, but the Vintech still looking good.
Yep. Sean, good lay line though, I think, James.
Yeah.
Spinnaker's not great, mate. I've got to tell Sean he needs to get it rounded up on the entry a bit. Here he goes into the header now. Vintech's got a big powerboat in the way.
They're about to jibe out. And then we've got a fast ferry coming down to...
Well, Vintech couldn't go any further anyway for the slow ferry, so he's in a bit of traffic avoidance. But the Noakes definitely made back some of their loss there. But Kitchen Maker's got a pretty easy job here, I think. Kitchen Maker going to do a jibe drop, I think. Down in the distance on screen.
Trying to keep them on screen and keep an exit off the back of Noakes.
Yep. Here they go. Completed jibe, not a jibe drop.
Yeah, they probably got 150 metres to the mark there, Bucko. Long time sitting.
Hot ankle. So that's good. That's good. Very hot angle. Better than a cold one, but oh, Kitchen Maker, we've jinxed him, haven't we? No. Looks like he's going to tip it over. Kitchen Maker with a halyard problem. I know he's got it coming down.
Makes this job to go into this bottom mark. Got the drone down there on the Kitchen Maker.
All right.
Time, Bucko, time.
Put the clock on.
Kitchen Maker around, still packing that bag. Not a big issue. It's not a lot of air there.
Got a 50-second lead, I guess. Separation to Vintech in third.
Just on the Noakes group coming in here for the Spinnaker drop. You got Nathan Edwards there pulling the Spinnaker around now.
Good. Nice timing of the mark rounder here for these guys. Good pressure coming to them. Tidy drop. Didn't lose too much speed. 40 seconds, not 50. Okay. It's a yacht race. Vintech. Oh, aggressive. Wow.
A bit deep. Yeah, they'll be fine.
They'll be fine, but a lot of wind, quite a lot of wind. They need to get round clean.
Well, I think that's what they came down with that whole way. Like when we left them, they were in not much, and then obviously picked this up.
But that's a little build that the weather model suggested we're looking at there. Breeze just to the left, like 15, 20 degrees left of what it was at the start on average. And a little bit more wind on average over the track.
Noakes is just tacked there on screen. What we'll probably do, Chits, is probably stay with this lead group. The rest are quite some distance off. So,
well, Your Majesty, there is no fourth. Kitchen Maker leads, 40 seconds to Noakes, 20, 25, something like that. Third, Vintech.
You just got the C-link there, trying to work its way around the back of.
No, he's done a good job.
Sean, which was nice of him.
One beat and a short run, and the run just from the windward mark down back to where the jibe mark was more or less on the first run.
And for the viewers at home, Bucko, out of these which marks are they all going to?
The trick question.
The trick question. The Rag and Famish.
Yeah, the Rag or Birkenhead, or possibly Winning Group. Winning Group in a lot of wind over on the far shore. We'll see. So, Vintech blue. Kitchen Maker white. So they need a good minute or so up their sleeve, which they don't have. And Noakes blue.
So 2 blue, 1 white.
Kitchen Maker got to build a little bit more lead for the set off at the windward mark.
Looking at the angle there of Marine Pittwater just crossing there.
But I can say Kitchen Makers doubled their lead on the Noakes in the first part of the beat. So they've done good work.
Try and get a little bit of distance in case the Kitchen Maker decides to tack, but
They won't be tacking
won't
off
be tacking off this, but
Ah.
stranger things have happened, Bucko.
Really? The Camera Cat's never run into anybody, has it?
Not while I've been driving.
Not while you've been. Our late great mate Bob Killo did have a few incidents at times, but he got in close, brother. But this new Camera Cat we've got this year is good, isn't it, mate?
So far, so good. I love it.
Actually can turn it around in less than 20 minutes. It's all good.
So there in the background, just you've got Noakes just there. Just give you an idea on the distance. Just got to try and get out of the way of Del Zotto that are still coming downhill. We've just got the drone coming down to re-battery it. So that's Jack, you can hear in the Captain Jack on the Del Zotto. That's the drone down.
Okay. Good three-string territory weather here now. I think the Ascos had some more trouble, James. Sorry, viewers.
Well, he might have. Well, there was all that traffic up there, Bucko. We'll just put it down to that. Traffic management.
Traffic issues, will we?
These guys on the Kitchen Maker, they've grown a set of legs on the guys on Noakes. I think they've comfortably got enough distance there.
Yeah, let's have a look at the rig, because typically in this stuff they haven't been that good downrange. They've got not the biggest sails, not the heaviest crew, but you can see they're working hard on, you know, figuring out the wind pattern upwind of them. But the whole thing looks a little flat and bolted in, doesn't it, mate?
It does, but it's obviously working, Bucko.
Yep. Oh, the jib's deep enough. But
There you go,
we've talked about them before. Sometimes sailing too high and slow, in our humble opinion. Mecca just got the dream squeeze on at all times. So you'd have to say they've got 90 seconds or thereabouts on the Noakes. Off to the left, we're straight behind.
Not the
Kitchen Maker.
Noakes that's coming into screen here. That's Noakes Blue. That's a Vet Heritage
Yeah,
coming
yes.
into screen. So see how the boat Sean is sponsoring.
Have a look at the jib depth on the Kitchen Maker, Jimmy. She's got a balloon at the bottom stripe. Oh, my goodness. So the fleet thinking that the best pressure is on the Bradley's Head side now, and a bit of commercial traffic and ferry traffic also tending to propel them in that direction. So who could challenge here? The Ventec on the other side. So we're travelling here with Kitchen Maker. Going to Bradley's Head, avoided the ferry, avoided the power boat, in pressure, perhaps a bit of tidal relief, but most importantly got good solid three-string. Oh, it did have. Oh,
What were you saying, Bucko?
I was saying good solid. I've just jinxed them. No,
Steve Quigley would be at home yelling at the TV, just going, Bucko, enough.
Enough.
The commentator's curse.
Yeah, we've got them. We've sunk them. No, we haven't. Good line of pressure on their bow, and they're tacking. Oh, that's ugly though. Oh,
Down speed.
down speed tack.
Probably just got to the point where it's getting too patchy over here, but
And then into the puff, which they needed to go full three strings to get out, get rolling.
you had Inner Harbour ferry and rather large private cruiser go through at the same time, which probably gave them that little in backwards. Well, probably didn't help with that little.
No, so they've given back a bit of their lead to Noakes, probably 15 seconds
Let's try and pick up that
or thereabouts.
back to Noakes for the viewers at home. shooting up around the front of the kitchen maker, and it should bring the Noakes almost into screen. There's the Noakes just come into screen on the right hand side of your screen. So we've still got a boat race on our hands here, I think, Bucko, but
yeah, the Vendex come back, so Ventec made no impression by going out to the right, so the left has paid.
look at that for an amazing shot for the drone.
Beautiful.
Go, Jono.
Nice work.
Amazing talent of the team at Aero Media. Always bring us some pretty amazing drone shots one way or the other. That's pretty insane, that shot. That's us there in the background.
It's a cracker, isn't it?
The advantage of the drone and having the really good pilots too, Bucko, is we're not there to cover everything. We can get the drones there pretty quickly.
A good shot of the kitchen maker rig there.
It's an incredible shot of the kitchen maker.
He's in beautiful wind too. Anyway, both these boats in good pressure. I reckon they're just about even after they unwind the mark separation at the top. So
there's the distance back from Noakes up to the kitchen maker. And it's, you have a look, the sail set up on the Noakes compared to the kitchen maker, Bucko.
Yeah.
A little bit open at the top.
Well, Shawnee's got plenty of twist, but quite a different looking mainsail setup. Looks like he's almost got mast sag to leeward below the hounds. Sean's jib looks better though. He's faster through the water, it would seem to me. Kitchen maker high and slow.
What are you saying? You like the cut of his jib, do you?
Oh, the cut of his jib's a beautiful thing. Jono terrorising him with the drone. Oh dear.
Yeah, probably one of the safest drone operators going around is Jono, so been doing it long enough.
That's right, down at spreader height. Anybody want some half height shots? Here we go. Beautiful. Not a bad tack from the Noakes. I haven't given up, definitely.
Leave the drone to do its thing there. It's pretty amazing. The kitchen makers responded, Bucko, by tacking back to cover off Noakes, which is be the right thing.
A bit of loose cover, I think. It's a bit hard to describe the mainsail setup of the Noakes, James. I'm lost for words.
More bang.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's a little bit short of luff curve overall, I think. Perhaps. Look at the diagonal creases. Interesting.
Is that on the drone, Chits, or is that on us? That's on us. So just trying to get you a perspective between the two boats here in the distance as Noakes is setting up for attack, and we'll probably see the kitchen maker respond.
He's found a good bit of breeze. So I think Noakes just moved into favouritism here. Good gain and tacked, I think, in the right place. And the kitchen maker's tacked it out of the puff to some degree. Halved the distance there, James, yep?
Yep, no, definitely they've halved the distance. Sean's just got to keep slowly but surely throwing things at him and hoping the boys on the kitchen maker just either Sean can sail him into another boat that's not in our race, but they're just sort of watching Sean. They've now got to have eyes in front of them as well as in the back of their head what's going on. So this is where crew communication becomes key critical. And Sean can pretty much dictate terms here to a degree with the kitchen maker and try and sail them into a hole on the water or less breeze on the water.
Or into a hollow log, aka a fin dinghy.
Or one of your hollow logs. Have to find someone that I know that's got one, Bucko, to get you to have a sail on them. You're fascinated with them.
James, I'm about 50% of the body weight required for a hollow log.
You'd be fine on a day like today, Bucko.
I would. I'd be in full stretch though. Listen, God invented trapeze wires for a reason, didn't he? Oh, and now the kitchen maker lifted off. Beautiful.
I
Still
think we're going to have a real battle here.
Yeah, it's a yacht race.
And Sean, the boys on Noakes here, just getting into that same puff. The kitchen maker just not quite in it, but
No, Sean's off though. Look at that. Zing.
yeah, look at the height difference though there, Bucko.
I did say high and slow versus the other. God, that's a good left-hander up there, isn't it? Anyway, great line of pressure coming in down to both boats here, so I don't think we'll see any damage done either way here. Both boats in good, solid, now right-handed air, so that's a gain to the leeward boat.
Here's a good look inside the kitchen maker.
And he's just got to avoid getting tangled up in the fin dinghies.
That's what I was saying. This is where Sean, you know, he can sort of play. If he plays it right, he's probably going to have to tack here. He just hit a big knock.
He's into the Royal Prince Edward header. Laser going up the shore. What's Sean? Oh, he's ducking, is he? What's he doing with the main chute not on?
He's got main off and a bloke in the boat. I'm not sure what was going on there.
We'd have to be talking to the coach about that.
I think the coach is the computer back at work.
Sorry?
He'll be. Sean always says that he watches this, so he'll look back at this and probably make the same sort of.
Almost, James, in this wind and these boats, if the main sheet guy can get it so he can sort of cleat the mainsail and run up and down a bit to help the bowman, it's faster than doing any sheet ease whatsoever.
Correct.
Just bang her in. Even in the fishing boats, you use the sail, Jimmy.
Mate, we occasionally did that.
Exactly. So, these two boats.
These two boats have really stepped it out on the rest. I think this is Vintech.
Yeah, Vintech's giving them a quick 45 seconds. Oh well.
I'll tell you who I think is in third is the winning group. It's just them directly behind the camera cat.
Yep.
Bucko?
Yeah.
But they've got to go to the white mark, don't they?
They've got to go to the white mark, mate, so that's tough.
Be good if they can hang on for a third. I think the winning group would be happy with that.
No, they've come out, like we said.
Come out swinging.
Come out swinging. Ooh, now.
I've just got a speed bump in front of me, Bucko.
It's called a hollow log, brother.
Hollow log.
Have a look at it. Have a look at it.
Aren't they gorgeous? Friendly mob. Just keep an eye on these guys.
Shawnee is on the lay line.
Close to. Remember the knock they got in there last time, Bucko?
I know.
Better off being sure.
Yeah, better off overstanding by 2 in this wind speed, that's for sure.
It's a lot quicker than 2 tacks.
He's overstood by more than 2 though, brother, I can tell you. I don't know, I was wrong last time, but 50%, not a bad success rate on these calls. Here we go.
I think this will be advantage Noakes.
Yeah, he's going to have 30 seconds up his sleeve, I would expect, looking at that, and good pressure coming down.
What we might do is try and get the drone to set up yep, there you go, perfect. Just what I was thinking.
Those drone guys are way in front of you, Jimmy.
Oh, mate.
Just drive the boat and shut up.
That's why I drive the boat.
Shut up.
They drive the drone.
Exactly. Good pressure coming for both these boats. Cold air. Breeze back in the right to some extent here.
So Sean's around.
Should be able to win from there, but we've jinxed him before.
Noakes group is around. Noakes sailing this one. Just pulling the spinnaker on there.
Too much deficit for the other guys. They're on the lay line of the finish. Nearly. 2 jives is all they have to do. Kitchen maker around in a good puff. Kitchen maker so much wind they couldn't bear away.
But they're around.
Oh, and winning group, you're right, James. They will get third, I think.
What has happened to Vintech? Where did they disappear to, Bucko? Can Can you find them? Here they are. They're back in the pack. They must have.
That looks
Surely they would have had to have a swim.
that
or
looks like
something.
a quick capsize or a collision or something.
So third at this stage on the racetrack is the winning group.
Yep, I think this is how they'll finish.
And then looks like John winning on the Yandu might be fourth or close with the Rag and Famish. What's the playbook with those two?
There's a bunch of contenders for fourth. Anyway, travelling with the race leader, one jibe and in, as we say.
So
Tell Shawnee we think it's time to jibe, brother.
we're that close to him.
Fantastic. All good.
Could almost hear what he's thinking.
Oh, they're good boys. Sean, Ed Powers and Nathan Edwards.
Looks like they're setting up for a jibe
Yep.
there.
A little bit of light air, unfortunately. And
Yeah. So you just see Nathan stall up on the wing there as he was coming
Yep.
through.
Yep.
That's so not to rush through and drop that
but
new.
the kitchen makers come down the shore on a boomer.
Oh no.
There we go.
Commentator's
mate.
curse is on.
Shawnee's in. Main salon, Sean will be good. We're right. They're both in the same boomer now. It's all right. But wow, that's amazing. Amazing.
Wow.
Just going to cross, only just. Holy crap. We nearly did jinx them, James.
This is going to be quite a boat race here.
Nah, they'll be right, I think, from there. Sean's on the face of the puff and the kitchen maker's out the back of the puff.
We've
Mika.
got a wetter coming up through the middle.
Mika having a good laugh about it. These guys are on the ley line. Bree's gone back to the right, looking upwind. The leeward end of the line, James, is to the right of the island there. So
Yes.
looking towards Harbour Bridge.
Probably got a jibe or two left in them.
Yeah, they do. They do. Timing of that's pretty important there. They get less pressure and they get lifted as they go in under the point. So now it'll be a soaking contest in some degree here. Noakes can just go bow down a bit and just sort of manipulate it. So they stay 3 lengths in front and yeah, hard for Sean to attack that. Sorry, hard for kitchen maker to attack that. What am I saying? But they'll go one jibe. Not mucking around, are they? Right to the corner.
Not leaving any skin on that knuckle, are they?
No. Good jibe, beautiful jibe.
The kitchen maker Simode with them.
Kitchen maker out the back of the puff, so
Yep.
no problem. Well done by the Noakes guys.
The Noakes.
Noakes.
Sean, Ed and Nath, well done.
Well done, boys. Off 3 minutes, and the kitchen maker will get second, having started off 1 minute. So, and the gap is nearly 1 minute. So, around the course, you can sort of estimate that Kitchen Maker was slightly faster than Noakes, but only by about a minute.
Yep.
And Winning Group solidly in third, but probably only third fastest round the course.
Well done to Noakes and to the Kitchen Maker. Great battle all day between. The Kitchen Maker was definitely in there all day with them. Just shooting up to pick up the Winning Group here in third place. Camera Cat's definitely got some more herbs.
New and improved package for 2019-20.
Well, yeah, we didn't get any new gear last year,
That's right.
so it was our turn.
Our turn. You can see 50% of a new Spinnaker on the winning group as well, I think, there. Gee, those square tops are ugly to jibe in this wind speed, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, but they're effective otherwise.
He's on a hot ley line, James. He's on a Spinnaker drop ley line. Hey? Never in doubt, you reckon?
They're only just getting 3 on wire now, I think.
Oh.
I think the bloke on the wheel might have done it once or twice.
Yeah, no, he doesn't know, but if they got a good path, like one of those ones the other guy's got. No, he's right. Not much wind upwind of them, actually. He's in at the leeward end, though. Again, that Spinnaker still doesn't look right, does it? Have a look at the head of that, Jones. It's
down your side, Bucko, I can't see.
even you can see that, mate. Hey?
Just waving to you, mate.
Oh, ugly. Ugly as.
Winning Group.
Yeah, not much wind anyway. Good third place. And in a sense, they struggled after the end of the first, when they didn't get any wind down the first part of the first run. It's probably quite a good result for them.
They're definitely showing some speed on the Winning Group, haven't they, Bucko?
No, they were fast upwind, that's for sure.
And the drone's got enough power, we might throw the drone back up to the race for best part of fourth. It looks like anyone's up there, so, and then we'll shoot up there as well and go join the party.
So the peloton, Yandu's going to get fourth, probably Vintech or Appliance Online fifth.
Hopefully Vintech jibe sometime soon, and I'll spin around. But no, I think Yandu.
Yep.
For fourth. The master with his two new knees. He had two new knees put in.
Or
A
two.
bit of knee surgery done over the off season.
Two improved joints, indeed. Vintech's not far off him, though.
No, Vintech on a hot one here.
Yep. Vintech just laying the boat. Woody trying to run square.
What do you think? He's out sailing the vintage 18. Pole it back a little.
Pole back, man. Pole back. Oh, the winning. That gets his job done. Or not.
Got to sort out something to do with that. There we go.
Yeah, got it going.
So fourth, Yandu. Fifth, Vintech. Wow, the handicap's definitely working okay here at the moment,
they
Bucko.
were both boats off 5 minutes.
And then you got Armarine Pittwater in 6.
And
Appliance Online 7.
Armarine on 3 with Marcus Ashley Jones on the wood.
Welcome back to the steering full time, Marcus.
Yep.
And the Rag and Famish and Birkenhead Point Marina very close together there, so nice finishing. Here comes the Smeg.
So this was the peloton all day, more or less, wasn't it? Fighting with each other, getting in each other's way, letting the leaders go away. Not much you could do
Just
sometimes.
reacquainting friendships out here, Bucko.
Yeah, a bit of tap and go racing. Righto. So, viewers, hope you've enjoyed our coverage today, and obviously back next week. You see the fleet, as we've said in the coverage, arrive with its game face on, the top boats. Early start to the year, and they all look serious. The contenders, the cream, was getting near the top, but we're looking forward to a pretty competitive season with a good mix of new-ish crews and influx of young talent from 16-footer, 49er, 29er sort of background through the fleet as well. On behalf of the Camera Cat crew, Aero Media, Chits, James, Pierce, thanks everybody. Hope to see you again in a week or so. Bye for now.
Bucko.